it's time to find out who is the fastest puzzler in the world. Alejandro dominated the competition for 2 years in a row, but Kristen came in second for both of those years. This year, they both won their individual quarterfinal, but then Kati and Mercedes won the semifinals. Will Kristen finally defeat Alejandro, or will somebody else take the crown? Oh man, this is it! It is time for the finals of the World Jigsaw Puzzle Championships. Now, this whole time, whenever something kind of wacky had happened, I got the wrong puzzle.
Oh, Keating!
Oh. What just happened? I just kept saying, but it doesn't really matter because everyone involved easily qualified for the next round. But this time, there is no next round. We are puzzling for trophies, cash prizes, and the glory of being named the fastest puzzler in the world. So before I get into it, a huge thank you to Ravensburger for sponsoring this series, as well as my trip to Spain and my camera person, Valentina. So there's 3 final rounds: the pairs final, then the individual final, and then the teams final. We're starting with pairs, and we'll have 2 hours to solve a 1,000-piece puzzle. And all of the puzzles for all of the finals are brand new and unreleased. So none of us will have ever done them before.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the World Pairs Final 2024.
Do we want to move this up at all and keep all the puzzles, like all the puzzles?
Oh, all the pieces,
All the pieces
over
on
here.
one side, yeah.
And then, wait, this over here or over here? Here, right?
Yeah.
You ready to
You do that.
Yeah, I get back.
Oh my God.
I know! It's okay!
Now it's real.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Puzzle.
Oh, how funny!
Oh my gosh!
Oh, this is gonna be so fast. Careful, careful, careful.
Okay.
Careful.
Okay, I think we sort edges over here and the rest down here.
Okay. Well, after last year's pairs final, where only 9 pairs finished, I think we were all a little nervous for this year. But this is the puzzle we got, and it is so cute. It's the same artist as last year's Puzzle People puzzle, and it's full of references to Valladolid and this competition. But since it's relatively easy, we knew from the start that it would go fast. Last year was a marathon. This year, it's a sprint. And every single super fast puzzler that you've seen throughout this entire competition is in this round. And this is the first time we're all going head to head. So our strategy was to have me do the edge while Tiffany started sorting. However, I quickly got intimidated by the solid blue in the sky, so I left the top edge until later and just did the bottom 3, and that took me until 9 minutes in. I'm going to start grabbing this light yellow to make the church in the middle.
Oh, yeah, do that. I was scared of the church. You know me in buildings.
At the same time, we can see Kati and Chiara working on all of the yellows. Meanwhile, Teresa and Marketa started with the sky, and they already have the yellow church done. Victor and Natalia have the church and some of the edge, while Melissa and Hannah are like us and haven't tackled that sky edge. Now, Alejandro and Gisela like to have him work on individual sections and then have her place them. So that's exactly what their setup looks like. And here's Chiara and Kati again. They've already finished that yellow church. Meanwhile, I had started the church, but then I got kind of stuck, so I jumped around a little. Okay, I don't love this.
The church?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
I got some of it. I'm gonna leave it and
if it
come
doesn't
back.
work, abandon.
What do you think?
Yeah, this is a perfect speed puzzling puzzle.
Oh my gosh,
it's even got the venue dome in it. That's
right?
really exciting.
This is so cool. I love this.
Am I going to put it out there and say that I believe every pair is going to finish this puzzle?
Oh, I think so, actually. I think that's very possible. Everybody in here is speedy, right? They've had to have been to get here. If you're giving them a 500, some of them are done with it in like 20, 25 minutes, and it goes so quickly. And people want it to last. You kind of want, you want to enjoy it and just really savor it. So I think it's fun that they add in the 1,000 as the final.
I don't realise the dedication that these two have got as a partnership. This year, they have chosen to travel to the state competitions around Australia. Australia is a very large country, and these two girls have travelled just so they can practice together in a competition environment. So these girls have given this everything they've got, and it all comes down to right now.
This is honestly not going to come that far down above the top here.
Nice.
That was like the most satisfying thing that's ever happened.
Okay, finish the church.
Okay.
I feel like I can see every single one of these colors so distinctly.
Good.
This is my favorite type of puzzle.
Good.
You guys, I loved this puzzle. I do so many puzzles that are colorful, flat illustrations like this. So I just kept visualizing myself sitting on my couch on a Sunday morning with a cup of tea, working on a puzzle just like this. Only, trying to do it fast. So checking in with Alejandro and Gisela, they have different sections from us done. Like they've already done that white dome up at the top. Kati and Chiara still haven't done the entire edge, but it's looking really solid. And here you can see how some people have clumps going, while others are working fully within the edge. Oh, and also, notice how Victor and Natalia are doing the puzzle sideways. After the last teams event, we actually experimented with if 1,000 would fit like this. It's off the table here.
It's off the table, right?
But not quite over here, so...
Okay. So, well...
It barely,
okay.
Yeah.
It actually barely fits.
So you have extra space to spread out the pieces, but you're going right up to the edge of the table. Also, I just want to point out that since this is 1,000 pieces, everybody gets their own table, and that's why only 100 pairs make it through. So, as we're passing 30 minutes, Teresa and Marketa have all of the most distinct sections done. I feel like ours was a little messier just because I had jumped to filling in the greens, and we still hadn't done the sky, the dome, or the pink building. But this is the point where we're close enough to the end that everyone's pieces start going in much, much faster. And remember, what's on the line here is the title of the fastest puzzle pair in the entire world.
I do think right now it's looking very much like they're in the lead. Like, they don't have that top edge together, but there's just so few gaps left already.
You look away for 2 minutes and you come back and it's amazing how much they've completed. Are we going to have some photo finishes?
If this gets that close, that's just nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
Do you want to switch and I can work on the
Sure.
igloo in the sky?
Yeah.
Are Kelly and Andrea pulling into the lead? They've got that whole dome done. They've got a lot of the same types of gaps.
My eyes are dancing all over the screen, just trying to work it out. And
This is agonizing. This is agonizing. I'm just gonna go in the back, Tiarn, and you come and get me when it's over. I'm like grabbing my hair right now.
I know.
It's just going so fast. They're just blazing through this at the end.
Oh
gonna
my
happen.
goodness, they're going so fast.
Vale, aguanta una celebración, aguanta. Tenemos tiempo.
Oh, and Katya and Kiara.
Right behind them, hot on their tail.
It's going to be fast and furious, folks. They're going to be coming in so quickly now. Oh no, they have an extra team. Ah, they got
There
it.
we go, well done Ben.
All right, so we now have our top 5. A huge congratulations to Teresa and Marketa on becoming the fastest puzzle pair in the world. But right before they won, Tiffany realized we had a problem.
I hate to say it, but I do think we're missing a piece. This dark blue window over here is like nowhere to be found. And I feel like that would make itself known by now.
But we just had to keep going, and by the time the top 5 had finished, we were definitely still in it, and we were getting close.
Here we see Kristen and her sister Linda. Oh my gosh, look at how calm. Kristen's just calmly one after the other. Wow, there it is. Ah, that was so close.
Okay. After Victor and Natalia finished, we were getting so close, and there were still 2 spots left on the podium. So then Mercedes and Vonda get 9th, and then we're almost done, and then Melissa and Hannah get 10th. So a huge congratulations to them for getting the final spot on the podium. This whole competition, they were just a little bit faster than us, but we weren't keeping track in the moment. Tiffany was just looking for our missing piece.
You find it? Yeah. Nice. Perfect. Okay.
That was pretty early.
I feel like that was good. Oh my gosh.
56. I loved this though. This is my perfect puzzle. So after we finished, there was actually a perfect tie between the Brigidas and Yana and Katerina. And then after them, the finishes just kept coming in. So, a huge congratulations to our new World's Pairs Champions, Teresa and Marketa. And this is actually extra special because, and she gave me permission to share this, Marketa is pregnant. So a double congratulations to her. This will be such a special story to tell her child one day.
You know how we're talking about puzzle fashion? I just spotted you have permanent puzzle fashion.
My family.
Oh, it represents your family?
Yeah, because it's me and my husband and my 2 kids.
Oh, so
Thing I
cute.
love is here.
Oh my goodness.
You're still trying to hear if there's some
Right, clapping.
and then come on, we can do it.
Yeah.
We can be the first.
I can't imagine. I mean, yeah, it was just so close.
So here's a full look at the puzzle, and something I didn't even notice until after the competition is that they're doing the puzzle in the puzzle. That is so cute. There are just so many details in here. Anyway, Diarn had predicted that everyone would finish the puzzle, and this is what the room looked like at 1:25. And remember, we were given 2 hours to do this puzzle.
I had originally said I expect every team to finish. I didn't think finishes for an hour and a half.
Right.
I was saying finish before 2 hours, not an hour and a half.
Clearly, we do not need this much time
Look
for
at all
these
our
puzzlers.
volunteers putting their feet up, and they've all worked so
Just
hard. They
chilling
deserve
out.
to put their
They
feet up.
do.
And that right there is our last team. The dome has gone nuts celebrating the final team to finish their puzzle in the pairs final of the World Jigsaw Puzzle Championships.
Well, that was incredible. And this round just ended up ending half an hour early. But really quick, I want to get back and finish the story of Tiffany and I and our missing piece.
I hate to say it, but I do think we're missing a piece. This dark blue window over here is like nowhere to be found.
So then, at the end, Tiffany found it on the floor. You find it?
Yeah.
Nice.
Perfect. Okay.
I'm so happy you found the piece on the floor.
So we're all good, right? Right?
Wait,
Oh no.
that
Wait,
piece was in there though.
was it? Should we tell them to add 10 seconds?
Okay, maybe it wasn't in there. We just did not see it at all. We knew there was one missing. And this was not on our radar.
I don't see it on this side.
We have one missing.
Yeah, I think we need to add 10 seconds.
Okay.
We didn't realize.
Oh, wait. It's in the bag.
Stop. And then you can do it again
We
anyway.
still had a really good time, and it's only
Yeah.
10 seconds.
Yeah.
So we went over to the judges and made sure that they added that 10-second penalty to account for that other missing piece. So then, looking at the times, Melissa and Hannah were 47 seconds ahead of us. So even if we hadn't had that 10-second penalty, the placements would be exactly the same. And so we ended up in 11th place, which means we did just barely miss out on getting one of the cubes. But after getting 15th in our semifinal, it is incredible that we jumped up to 11th in the final. I'm so proud of us. We've been working so well together all year, and we ended up placing a lot higher than we expected. I mean, with how much higher the skill levels have gotten, 11th place at Worlds is incredible. So, looking at the data, I changed the scale of this chart to an hour and a half because everyone had finished by then. And besides a few jumps at the beginning, the finishes were just nonstop. And then looking at the top 15, the top 3 really just raced through this puzzle. And Tiffany and I made it onto the chart right there in 11th place. And then, looking at the movement between the semifinals and the finals, we really did jump up quite a bit to be sitting among the puzzle pros. And there were some mix-ups, but the people who were at the top for their semifinals pretty much stayed right at the top for the final. Time for the individual final. This is it. We're going to find out who is the fastest puzzler in the world. Spoilers, it's not me.
Are you ready?
5,
4,
3, 2,
1, go! Puzzle away!
Oh, wow. Oh my god, it's complicated. Okay, this is not going to be fast. Some people will be fast. I will not be fast. Oh my gosh, we have made it to the individual final. And unlike the photos we got for the last 2 years, this year it's an animal illustration. And we only have 75 minutes to solve it. So this is what everything has come down to. We're about to find out who is the fastest puzzler in the world. Alejandro won 2 years in a row, and Kristen got second 2 years in a row. Will she finally defeat him, or will one of the newcomers come in and win the entire thing? Well, once we're 5 minutes in, we can start to see some strategies. Marketa and Alice are both starting with the edge. Same with Kelly, but she's also sorted into the middle. In this shot from the live stream, we can see Mercedes starting with the sky, and Kristen has done a lot of sorting up front. She has the edges, the big leaf, the sky, the tigers. Alejandro also has the big leaf and is working out from the lightest part in the middle. By 9 minutes, Marketa has the edge done. Meanwhile, Kristen and Mercedes are both working out from the most distinct elements.
I think they've saved the hardest final puzzle for now, right? I mean, the pairs final was way easier than this.
That's quite a contrast to the last puzzle. The amount of people in this room is incredible.
Yeah.
Every person who has travelled to Valladolid for the World Championships is here right now. This is the race they've been waiting to watch.
They just see shapes, colours, textures, patterns differently to us mere mortals. And you just see they're picking up pieces that you wouldn't ordinarily pick up, but they all go together. And you're like, what did you see?
Yes. It's hard to tell because we see some that have completed the edge and maybe don't have quite as much in the middle, and others like Kati here are just starting to kind of fill the edge in a bit more. But I mean, we know from watching Kati, she has got right now the fastest time for a 500-piece puzzle at this event with under 27 minutes. The only thing I should caveat, she had done that puzzle multiple times. This is unreleased. Nobody will have done it. Here we're seeing Christian from Poland, and we know from the Euro Jigsaw Jams that Christian has it in him to really, really puzzle fast. There's Kristen. Now we're seeing she's gotten a good section done and her edge finished. She's sorted a little bit. Not everybody has sorted.
Slowly, yet puzzles so fast.
It's like she has pinpoint accuracy.
It really is. Look, she's got 2 pieces,
right?
3 pieces. She put one on the right, one in the middle, and one top left.
And they went straight where they were meant to go.
I know. She doesn't have to try them over and over. It's just like
is she
just
working
knows.
3 sections in a time? Is she just going bum 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 bum?
You listen to them talk and it's like they're not really thinking, where it's almost just like, I've practiced so much, I know how to do this. It's like instinct almost. I think Kristen has worked incredibly hard, and I just want that for her. We also see Mercedes, who's so calm and collected, and just all of a sudden will be magically done, and you're just sort of like, what just happened? It's just crazy looking down this line. I mean, we can see Veronica, Alejandro, Marketa.
It's a list of greats. I mean, it's in this young sport.
So, as we're hitting 30 minutes, look at how much Kristen has filled in. Truly, this is incredible. She is just flying.
You can hear the buzz in the crowd right now. I think when they saw that split screen, it became pretty obvious that Kristen is in the lead, I think. I'm rooting for Kristen.
Yeah.
I want Kristen
Yeah,
to
I
have
love
it.
it.
Kristen's been on his tail 2 years in a
Yeah.
row, right?
Yes.
Last year, so close. It was like within touching distance. She's referred to as the puzzle goddess, and I worship at the altar of Kristen. This might be the year.
I almost can't even say it. I don't want to say it.
I think it's gonna happen
gonna
for
do
her.
it.
Gonna do it.
Kristen, the fastest puzzler in the world. She did it. There you have the fastest puzzler in the world from Norway, Kristen Turk.
Oh, Veronica, you've just got second place in the world, the second fastest
Veronica.
puzzler in the world. Congratulations, Veronica.
Well, that's an amazing performance by her. Is that her first performance of the world?
I believe so.
First time here.
What an outstanding.
And there she is. She's the second fastest puzzler.
She has just smashed her way onto the world stage.
And I think
it?
we might see Christine coming in third. Look at the speed at which she's moving.
So we might have Poland in second and third place at this race.
Yeah, it's going to happen. It's happening right now. He's so close.
Oh, his hands are
His
just
hands
going
are
too fast.
It's just
Well done. There you
unbelievable.
have the bronze medal.
Oh,
right
look
now.
behind Mercedes.
Oh, Kelly. Wait.
Is that Kelly Walter?
That's Kelly Walter right behind, and she looks so
Yeah.
close.
Oh,
There
she
we
did
go.
it!
Sort of, they just got there.
47.
Well done, Kelly, fourth.
Kelly.
Well done, Kelly.
That's incredible.
Oh, and Fitzpatrick, thick and fast.
Katrina's really
has a
close.
girlfriend
Look
now.
at this.
Good for him.
Katrina Coleman.
Oh, no, but look, Alejandro's only got a few. Oh, gosh, this is going to be so
Alejandro and
tight.
Mercedes are neck and neck.
Oh, Mercedes.
And Katrina,
And Katrina. And Alejandro.
full time.
So as people start finishing, they just keep coming in one after the other. Oh, so this is so funny. Jean and Kathy Reuter both got 15th in their semifinals, which meant they were sharing a table for the final. And Kathy finished first for 15th again in the final. Andrea Peng gets 17th and Emma Pan gets 19th. And no missing pieces this time. Victor gets 20th. At this point, it was truly just non-stop.
Thank you.
Killed it. Alive and kicking. It is so electric in here. We can hardly hear each other because of the screaming and cheering.
Yeah, if I'm going to lose my voice, it's because we're going to have to shout to hear each other. This is out of control.
All right, well, you might be wondering where I was among all of that. I was there the whole time. I just wasn't puzzling very fast. So here's what was going on back at my table. I started with the edge, which took me until about 9.5 minutes. Then I did the big leaf and I started on the water. And since Becca also got 35th in her semifinal, we were sharing a table. So it was really nice to have a friend right there next to me while we both struggled through this puzzle. By 22 minutes, I was working on the sky, but look at my time lapse from 22 to 30 minutes. I just was not getting a lot of pieces in place. I prefer bright, flat illustrations. All of this texture and greenery was not my style of puzzle. So here's where I was when Kristen won. And I knew that I wasn't anywhere close. So I kept looking up at the screen to give Becca a play-by-play about who was placing. So by 46 minutes, when the top 20 had finished, I was mostly done with the tigers, but I still had so much greenery to get in place. And I just really struggled here. I should have shape sorted at some point, but I honestly was just so exhausted after so many days of competition. Just that day, we had already done the team's qualifying round and the pairs final, and it had gotten dark out, so we were fully under artificial light, and I was squinting at the details on the dark pieces that I had left. Although, obviously, everyone else was also under the same conditions, and most of them were faster than me. This just wasn't my best puzzling, and it's just unfortunate that it happened at the world's final. Oh man. Oh, 102. I was over an hour. That was hard. That was really hard. Oh, hey. Oh, you're finished? Oh, no.
I came back.
What do you think when you opened it?
I was like, I'm not going to be good at this.
I was like, no, not fur. Why fur?
You got this, Becca. Well, I did it. When I looked around after I finished, like, it was empty, an empty room. Ah! Oh no, I don't want to do it again. Okay, I'm out just like on the streets of Valladolid. We're having a little social get together, but they uploaded the results, so I'm gonna find out what place I got. This is like the least official way to do this, but I was, oh, well, 129. Not quite my goal, not quite as good as last year. Well, so after I filmed that last clip, I think they were still uploading the times to the website because my final official placement was 131st out of 180, which obviously isn't exactly where I wanted to be, but the competition was just so fierce this year. Also, I'm gonna jump ahead and show you this chart so you can see that it was just constant finishes. In the 10 minutes before I finished, it went from 51st place to 131st. And then one more thing, if you were following along with the results when this was happening, you might have seen that originally Katrina and Alejandro were tied for 7th. So what happened is Katrina was missing 2 pieces, but they were right next to each other, so the manufacturing error exception would apply. The whole thing was kind of confusing in an already very hectic situation. But after the footage was carefully reviewed, it was determined that Katrina was a few seconds ahead, putting her in 7th and Alejandro in 8th. I've been in touch with the organizers and they're already working on better systems for next year to double check and verify the finish times. But regardless, I was talking to Katrina after the whole competition was over, and she worked so hard for this. She truly manifested this top 10 spot, and all of us in the puzzle community could not be happier for her. And even though Alejandro didn't win this year, 8th place in the world is still incredibly impressive.
Kristen, congratulations! That was outstanding.
Thank you.
That was just incredible. Yes.
This is your moment, this is your day, and we could not be prouder of you, Kristen. You've worked so hard for this.
I have.
Tell us about your journey to get to this moment right now.
I'm happy it's finally my turn.
Yeah.
2 years with 2nd place. Doing a lot of puzzling.
Yeah.
Like a lot. But I don't know what to say. Yesterday after the semifinals and I got 2nd place, I lost all my confidence.
Right.
I thought, okay, I don't have a chance. And then today I've been feeling really tired after the teams and I almost didn't want to go to the pairs finals.
Okay.
But we did, and then we got 6th place, me and my sister.
Yeah.
And then I got this boost of confidence again, and I was like, yes, I can do this. Thank God for my family. They had done like pep talking, and
that's fabulous.
they got me here.
That's so great.
So you found the confidence in the nick of time.
Yeah.
When you have like 4 pieces left, people start clapping and
Yes.
cheering, and I'm thinking, oh, did I lose it now? I'm like looking left and right. Is anyone done? No,
You're the only one standing there. You're the only one standing there not doing your puzzle. The last 3 years we've watched you become a better and a stronger puzzler. We've watched you develop your strategy, develop your technique. We've watched you building confidence as a person as well, and today was your day. You've nailed it.
Yeah.
And you deserve it. This is what you've been waiting for, yes?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I guess all that's left is to look at the data. So there was actually quite a bit of separation between the top 4, and then it got a lot closer. And Poland really showed up this year, with Veronica getting 2nd and Christian getting 3rd, which is extra impressive because for both of them, it's their first time competing on the world stage. Also, speaking of Christian, he didn't look thrilled at his quarterfinal and semifinal finishes, but at the finals, he was on fire. Now, since this was a harder puzzle, and we only had 75 minutes instead of 90, 19 people didn't finish, but 113 finished in under an hour, which is so impressive considering the stress and the pressure and the difficulty of the puzzle. Now, looking at how the placements changed from the semifinals to the final, the very top stayed at the very top. But after that, there were a lot of mix-ups, and Katrina really jumped up there into the top 10. And finally, looking at the top 70 times for all of the individual 500-piece puzzles for the entire competition, here's where the final slots in. It was a lot more difficult than some of the others, so at least for the next year, Kati will hold the record for the fastest individual solve at Worlds. All right, we are here for the team's final, the very last event. How are you guys feeling?
I feel good.
Yeah, I feel good.
Yeah.
I feel good with a slight nervousness.
Also, this is the event where we got 2nd last year, so I do feel a little bit of pressure.
I don't think we're gonna get 2nd.
I'm glad that we all know that.
Top 10.
Top 10, yeah.
Yeah.
So would you like to come in and take your tables? The fastest teams in the world now coming through to take their tables. Good luck.
All right, we have made it to the final event of the competition, the team's final. For this event, we have 3 hours to do 2 1,000-piece puzzles back to back. But this time, everyone gets the same 2 puzzles, but you can do them in whichever order you like. So there was one minor change in this round, and it was a good one. They gave everyone 2 sheets of poster board so we could spread them out and we don't have to work off of the tablecloth anymore. But there was also a much more major change, and it has to do with the 10-second rule. This change was actually announced right before the pairs final, like minutes before, as we were all sitting down at the tables. So it was in effect for all 3 finals. I just didn't really have footage to really illustrate it until what's coming up here in the team's final.
We're going to explain to you so it's completely clear what the missing piece rule is for this year. So when you get to the end of the puzzle and you realize you have a missing piece, you have a decision to make. You can decide to take instantly a 10-second penalty by saying finished or time. 10 seconds will be added to that time for the missing piece, even if you found that piece within those 10 seconds. If you decide to continue looking for the piece, you can do that. You can then say time, but that will be time plus 10 if you shouldn't find your piece in that time.
So previously, and the way it was written on the website, once you finish your puzzle, if you're missing a piece, the judge notes the time and starts a 10-second countdown. If you find your missing piece within those 10 seconds, then that's your time. And if you don't find your piece, then your time is recorded at the end of those 10 seconds. However, The new way it's going to work is that when you get to the end of your puzzle and you have a missing piece, you have a choice. You can either look for the piece, and whenever you find it, that's when your time is recorded, even if it's more than 10 seconds later. Or you can say finished, and then your time is recorded at that time plus 10 seconds, even if you do find the piece within those 10 seconds. So if you look around for the piece and can't find it, and then say finished, that's a few extra seconds that wouldn't have been counted if it was done the old way. So you have to take a gamble on whether you can find the piece within 10 seconds or not. Now, to be clear, I don't think this is a bad change. I think it makes it easier on the volunteer judges since they don't have to be the ones noticing if a piece is missing. At the end of the competition, when adrenaline is high, it can be hard to make sure that the 10-second countdown starts at exactly the correct second. And so this new way makes it very clear when 10 seconds get added, and so it makes it easier on the judges. However, what I don't like is that they changed it in the middle of a competition minutes before the final. What I heard is that it was a miscommunication between some of the organizers, and some of them thought this is how it had been done the whole time, and they were just clarifying. But that's not the case, and it was a complete change from how the rule had worked earlier in the competition. When it went into effect before the pairs final, this point on stage was the only time that it was communicated before the pairs final started. And while they did say it in Spanish and English, there are plenty of contestants who aren't fluent in either language or might be hard of hearing and might not have understood exactly what the new rule is and that they now had to say finished. So I really did not like how they went about this. These kinds of rules need to be set in stone and completely understood by all of the judges and all of the contestants well ahead of time. But there is good news. A new group is being formed to advise and standardize competition rules around the world. This is definitely needed because this is a very quickly growing international sport. You know, as more people get involved and the competitions get bigger and more competitive, new situations are going to come up where the existing rules might need to be adjusted. For example, something that a lot of people were talking about this year was the country rule. So for the last few years, the way that it's worked is instead of the top 60 people making it through, it's the fastest time from 30 individual countries plus the 30 fastest times outside of that. This is done to make sure that the world competition stays inclusive, especially for people from smaller countries who might not have as much access to Ravensburger puzzles or might not have smaller competitions to practice at. But with everyone getting so much faster, a lot more people were jumped over this year than they were last year. If you want to learn more about this, Riikka Puzzles on Instagram put together a whole deep dive, including modeling what would happen if the rule was adjusted a few different ways. So those are just two things that this new group is going to look at. I personally know a lot of the people involved, and I completely trust that they're going to be spearheading a lot of improvements. But okay, back to the team's final. It is time to find out who is the fastest puzzle team in the entire world.
¿Estáis preparadas y
You
preparados?
ready to puzzle?
Vamos
Let's
allá en
do it.
5,
4,
4, 3, 2,
2, 1.
adelante.
Puzzle. Good luck.
There.
We should do that one first.
Okay. Are you sure?
Yes!
Okay, no, this one will be fine. This one's like the
Yeah,
the
flat
one we did
colors.
yesterday.
Yeah.
The other one has buildings on.
Tiffany.
It doesn't matter. We'll finish them both.
Yes, we will.
I think they're honestly kind of similar in my opinion.
Yeah.
From what I saw.
Well, I think we all get a little nervous before each round, just hoping that we don't get super hard puzzles. But these are definitely doable within the time. Tiffany quickly chose the rainforest puzzle for our first one, which was totally fine because we didn't waste any time getting started.
I chose the same one as the checks. So
Okay.
This is gonna be fun, y'all.
Yes, I'm excited for this one.
So, just like the rest of the finals, every single fast team is in this round. We were sitting between Jigsaw and the Czech puzzle queens, so we were hearing Italian on one side and Czech on the other side. And after seeing their performance in the semifinals, the Czech puzzle queens are still the ones to beat.
Can I have the toucan?
Yeah.
And the rubber.
Oh, here's.
That's not the toucan.
Oh, part of him is on there. Oh, are you talking about this guy?
No, this guy.
Oh, sorry. I knew he was like picturing something different. But no. When you said it, I'm like, oh, you're correct. That is a toucan. That is not what I gave you.
You guys, after how intense the individual final was, it was so nice to just laugh and puzzle with my friends. But okay, we do have to get serious. There are trophies on the line here. Looking for the One Piece seemed to have a lot of floating elements, so it'll be interesting to see when they get them connected. The Aussie All-Stars are more similar to my team by organizing everything in the frame. And then Need for Speed started with Venice, and you can see the top half in front of Mercedes and the bottom half in front of Brigida. Meanwhile, the Puzzle Queens don't have the edge, but they do have everything organized geographically to each other.
We're making progress. Thank you for throwing pieces at me. I love you guys.
Anytime.
So, jumping to 26 minutes, the Puzzle Queens are filling in that edge and really making some good progress. And with Jig Spaghetti, since they were at the table next to us, we were kind of looking to them as a metric for about how long the Venice puzzle was going to take. But honestly, the two puzzles were very evenly matched, even though they were two completely different styles.
Typically, like last year when we got to the teams final, we were seeing teams complete puzzles at around the 40-minute mark. I don't think we're far off from that. I think that could happen in this round. They're graceful, they don't run into each other a lot. I mean, with all those hands working the puzzle.
Now keep in mind they do have a second puzzle to do,
Yep.
so we will celebrate
Yep.
them finishing their first puzzle, but they have a whole nother puzzle to go.
Things can really change between puzzle 1 and puzzle 2.
Okay, so the Czech Puzzle Queens are the first to switch puzzles at just under 38 minutes. But then Need for Speed are right behind them, even though they're doing different puzzles. A minute later, the Busy Birdies also finish the Venice puzzle, but then my team and the Betches were both getting really close.
Oh, I know where mine goes now.
Okay,
10 seconds.
Yeah, 10 seconds. Okay, where's the bottom? Where's the bottom?
So, even though we finished right before the Betches, we had a missing piece. And so we immediately took the 10-second penalty under the new rule. So in the official results, we were the 5th to switch. I'll get back to exactly what happened with the missing piece later, but for now, we're getting started on the Venice puzzle. While we were doing that, more teams just kept switching, and honestly, it was very evenly split between the jungle puzzle and the Venice puzzle. So about 9 minutes into our Venice puzzle, Tiffany actually did the edge this time, while I worked on the sky. And then after we got the edge fully in place, Tiffany and I switched spots. And this corner is where I stayed for the rest of the puzzle. I actually liked this puzzle more than I thought I would, because Kelly just kept feeding me more and more orange and yellow pieces, and I just kept putting them in more quickly than I usually do with this style of puzzle.
Speed puzzling, it's an endurance race for the brain, because your brain is doing so much at one time. When you're talking a 1,000 piece puzzle, to stay focused for that amount of time and for that much work, it takes something special. Like, it takes practice to stay focused. Most people who puzzle casually will give themselves breaks. It could be days between breaks, and some will go have a coffee break or go have a meal or something like that. But when it comes to competitive puzzling, you don't stop. You don't take a break. You don't even take a breather. If you're going to be a champion puzzler, you stay focused 100% of the time, and that's not easy.
A joke in America from the Wicker Kittens movie: if you're snacking, you're losing. Like, there's no time for snacks. There's no time for drinking water. Your hands need to be on that puzzle the whole time.
I'll hold it. You slide.
Down.
Yes.
Thank you.
No.
Okay.
It will go down there somewhere. Yeah.
Okay, here.
Yeah, I got it. More flowers.
Okay, as we're hitting an hour 14, as we expected, the Czech puzzle queens are in the home stretch. But so are the Busy Birdies. They are truly neck and neck.
World champion puzzlers right there. Busy Birdies with Andrea Peng, Jean Reuter, Kathy Reuter, and Becca Taylor from the USA.
I couldn't be happier for them.
Czech Republic are coming in
it's
hot.
So fast. 116.
One hand each.
116.50.
Czech Puzzle Queens, second place at the World Championships Teams Division.
Oh my gosh, what a finish. The Busy Birdies are the new world champions. The Czech puzzle queens were only 43 seconds behind them, and they were both way out ahead because it was a full 5 minutes until the next team finished. So, while all of that was happening, my team was getting close.
We're close, y'all.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, we were killing it. I am so glad to have puzzled with you this weekend.
This has been fun.
We're doing really good, though.
It's
What? Oh my god, no way!
But there were 4 other teams that were also getting close. The Aussies, the Betches, Need for Speed, and Red Fruit Lovers. And we're all competing for that 3rd place trophy.
It's so hard to gauge the teams event sometimes, and that's what makes this such a nail biter, is because so many of these teams change their makeup. Karen, everybody was like, Karen Puzzles has a new team. Like, they came in 2nd last year, and now this year she has a whole new team. So everything can change in this competition. You don't know from year to year what's going to happen.
All right, I am.
You got it, you got it, you got it.
You're good. Just see it. You can see it.
Just see it.
Just see it.
I just can't tell.
I know.
I can't tell.
I feel like I'm going to faint.
It is so close. Oh, come on, girls. Oh my goodness, there's going to be seconds between these teams.
Yeah.
I'm literally crawling on the table.
It's fine. We're almost done.
All right, here. That's that one. This one. Got it. Here.
This one.
I'm missing.
We're missing one.
All right, 10 times.
Fine, we're taking it.
What was that, like top 5?
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know.
Wait, what place?
Wait, what was it?
Here.
3?
I get this third.
I'm like,
that was our top 10. After that, Lynn Pulsern got 11th. When in Dome finished for 12th. Looking for the One Piece got 13th. This time without having to look for the One Piece. Not So Peaceful got 14th. And then the Arctic Puzzlers finished out the top 15.
I'm so proud of us, guys.
Oh, careful, careful. Nice.
most successful
Nice. Oh no, I ruined it.
I jinxed it by saying that.
Oh no, I ruined it again.
Busy birdies are here with us. There you are. I'm like, I'm gonna try not to cry, compose myself.
We've become such great friends through this.
Yeah.
And that is just like a magical bonus, but perhaps even greater than any trophy we could get.
Agreed. No, perhaps.
Yeah.
That's just true.
Aww.
Oh my gosh, you guys. There is so much to talk about. We got 3rd place. I mean, after the semifinals, we thought we had a shot at top 10, but none of us expected 3rd place. But really quick, I need to explain something interesting with the rules this year. So with the old 10-second rule, your only option was to spend those 10 seconds looking for the piece. And then if you didn't find it, then you would move on. But now we're using this new 10-second rule where you can just accept the penalty and then immediately move on. But the judges were still recording the time the old way, where they write down your first puzzle time with those 10 seconds added. However, at the end, they're only recording your final time for both puzzles combined, and then they subtract them to get your second puzzle time, which is data that you can find on the website. But there's no way to reset the clock for each team and record each puzzle individually and then add them together. So what happened is that any penalty from the first puzzle just got absorbed into the final time. What they needed to do was either make a note to add the 10 seconds to the end, or make the team physically wait those 10 seconds before touching the puzzle again. Now, this is a little confusing, and nobody in the entire event realized this until afterwards. So my team's time needed to be adjusted, though luckily we were still solidly in third place. But after the penalty was correctly applied, fourth and fifth place switched spots from the original results. So, okay, you might be wondering, where did our missing pieces actually go? We had a missing piece in both puzzles, and for the second puzzle, we found it right away. It was just on the floor. But back to the first puzzle, after the event was over, I was talking to the Busy Birdies about what happened, and they told me that they found an extra piece on the floor near their table. So they gave it to me just in case it was our piece. Then, once I got home, I put the puzzle back together, and now it's time to find out if this really is our missing piece. And sure enough, it was. Looking at the footage, Kelly opened the bag away from the Busy Birdies table, so I have no idea how our piece got all the way over there. But with 1,000-piece puzzles, pieces can just end up everywhere. But luckily, in the end, every single puzzle that I brought home was complete. Unfortunately, some people weren't quite so lucky, and there was this whole collection of rogue pieces up at the front table. But here are those 2 puzzles from the teams round, if you wanted to take a closer look at them. And then one more fun fact. I also wanted to mention that the very first puzzle the Busy Birdies ever solved as a team was the puzzle that I designed colors on colors. And now there are new world champions. So for the last time, let's take a look at the data. Here you can see the top 15, as well as where the puzzle switches happened. And then if we add color, you can see that it really was about half and half who started with which puzzle. And every single team finished both puzzles. If you watch the live stream, that doesn't seem like the case, but I asked about it, and there were a couple teams who were just competing unofficially. So then we can look at it color-coded for the 2 puzzles, and you can really see how even the times were between them. Then looking at the top times for each puzzle, Need for Speed was fastest on Venice, and the Busy Birdies were fastest on the Rainforest. And then we can look at how the placements changed from the semifinals to the final, and the top teams did pretty much stay at the top. And finally, looking at the top 20 times for any puzzle in any team's round, only 4 puzzles made it onto this chart. The Czech puzzle queens had the fastest 1,000-piece solve of the whole competition, and they're on there for all 4 of their team's puzzles. So, after all of that, you might be wondering, what are the prizes? In each category, 4th through 10th place gets a glass cube and a Ravensburger puzzle. And the puzzles go up in piece count the higher you place. Then 3rd through 1st gets a trophy and a cash prize. The individual trophy is custom made every year, and it's covered in puzzle pieces. Alejandro has 2 of them, but this year it'll be going home with Kristen. So, starting with teams, a big congratulations to the Siberian team, Nonstop, Jigsaw, and the Red Fruit Lovers. Then were the Aussie All-Stars, Need for Speed, and We Put the Betch in You Betcha. Then my team got to go up on stage.
Some assembly required. And you are Karen, Tiffany, Kelly, and Catherine.
And then they truly are puzzle queens. The Czech puzzle queens were second.
And their 2,000 pieces were put together in just 1 hour, 16 minutes, and 50 seconds. It's time to bring to the stage the fastest team in the world, the Busy Birdies. An amazing time of 1 hour, 16 and 7 seconds.
Then in pairs, a big congratulations to Hannah and Melissa, Mercedes and Vonda, Natalia and Victor, and Lena and Maria. And then another big congratulations to Kristen and Linda, Jean and Kathy, and Gisela and Alejandro. Then in 3rd place were Kelly and Andrea. In 2nd were Kiara and Kati.
So after a thrilling final, nobody knew until the last couple of minutes who it was going to be. From the Czech Republic, Marketa and Teresa.
And finally, in individual, a huge congratulations to Teresa and Inga. Now, at the time, Katrina and Alejandro were still marked as tied, so they went on stage together, which was so sweet. And then in 6th through 4th place is Mercedes, Kati, and Kelly.
His celebration will go around the world. He was pumped. He's in 3rd place, the 3rd Christian from Poland. Also from Poland, the 2nd fastest puzzler in the world, Veronica, with a time of 39 minutes and 12 seconds. Well done, Veronica.
And then it was finally Kristen's big moment.
She flew over from Norway. She flew over last year. 2 years ago came 2nd. Last year she was 2nd. She's gone 1 better this year. Your champion, the fastest puzzler in the world, from Norway, Kristen too. One more time, Christine, term your world champion puzzler!
So I came home with a trophy that can go right here on my trophy shelf. Also, like 20 minutes after I got this, when we were taking these pictures, I may have entirely just dropped this onto the floor. I swear, this fell in slow motion, and I watched everybody's faces turn from happy to horrified. Luckily, it didn't break. It's totally fine. Also, I got to bring home the third place check, and as a collector, this is such a great part of puzzle history. To be totally clear, since I was there sponsored by Ravensburger, I didn't actually take any money. I let my teammates split that, but they did let me keep the giant check. But honestly, I'm having a little bit of deja vu because besides individual, my results are really similar to last year, even though the level of competition increased so much. Like, I still can't believe we managed to get third place. But really quick, before I go, there was actually one more puzzle event. This happened on day 1 before the individual quarterfinals. Last year, Ravensburger released this official 2,000-piece Guinness World Records puzzle, and an international team solved it to set the official record. But this year, they invited each country to make their own team and try it again to see if they could break the record. The puzzle was not a secret, so the teams could practice it and make a plan.
3, 2, 1, USA!
3, 2, 1.
So, since it's a 2,000-piece puzzle, they were also given an extra table where they could spread out the pieces. The American team had so many fast puzzlers, and they were super organized. They had worked so hard going into it. They told me that they had divided it up, and they each practiced a section of it multiple times.
This goes in the astronaut pool right there.
Who's got the pool with the pool runners next to it?
Let me see. Yep, that's us. Windmill done.
And in the end, all of that planning paid off.
Right there, right there.
Right there. One here, one here. One here. One there. This is up here.
Right there, right there. Right there.
Go, go, go! Right there.
So the American team smashed through the old record and finished in 49 minutes. That's an incredible time for a 2,000-piece puzzle, especially one that's this busy. Here you can see all of the finish times that beat last year's record, and the Americans were pretty far ahead. But it was so great to see everyone representing their country. It's so beautiful that this event brings together so many people who love puzzles from all over the world. Well, that was a lot. If you're still watching this far, thank you so much. I have been sitting on the couch editing for almost 3 months straight, and it's all of your nice comments about this series that have kept me going. But if that wasn't enough and you want even more World's Puzzle content, all of the live streams with the original commentary are still up, so I'll link those right down below. So here is a look at all of the puzzles that we got during this entire competition. Surprisingly, no round puzzles and no panoramic puzzles. Before every single round, we'd all be like, all right, this is the one where we're getting round puzzles. But then we could see the shape of the box in the bags, and we were like, okay, well, maybe not. So, of course, I want to say a huge thank you to Ravensburger for supplying all of the puzzles. If you add up every single puzzle in every single round, it comes out to 3,868 puzzles. And then adding up all of the piece counts, that's 1,987,000 individual puzzle pieces. Ravensburger also sponsored this series, and they covered my travel and my camera person, Valentina. And can we just give Valentina a round of applause? These videos would not exist without all of her footage giving all of you a front row seat to the best puzzling in the world. I also wanted to shout out all of the volunteers who were all working so hard. Also, Valerie, who was in the commentary booth for over 30 hours. And my sister Katie for helping me with the more complicated charts. And of course, all of the organizers of Worlds. Even though there were some hiccups this year, it's a big event to put on, and none of this would happen without them. So before you go, make sure that you head down to the comments and you give a huge congratulations to our new fastest puzzlers in the world, the Busy Birdies, Teresa and Marquetta, and of course, Kristen. So if you want to compete next year, keep an eye on worldjigsawpuzzle.org for updates. So get some puzzles and start practicing, because next year, maybe you, yes you, maybe you could be one of the fastest puzzlers in the world. But wait, our European adventure wasn't over yet. After Spain, we hopped on a plane, not to LAX, but to Germany to visit the Ravensburger factory. That's my puzzle! Oh my gosh, there are so many puzzles here. I didn't know most of this existed. Guys, we're in the blue triangle. That's coming this January.